Good morning or afternoon. Welcome to today's episode of Market Check, brought to you guys, of course, by Because Bitcoin. Happy Friday, guys. I hope we've all had a great week. I made this comment in the Giga Chat call this morning, but it really does feel like these last few weeks are just flying by. Maybe that's an end of the year thing, but I'll be honest, it really feels like all of 2023 has flown by. But yeah, I hope you guys have had a great week, have stayed safe, because I want to say that we've pretty much mostly just been chopping around. Now that we are here on Friday, we can kind of deduce that we are still within the same range that we were in on Monday, right? I'm Snorlax. You guys also know me as Tommy. I'm joined by Tucker and Jackus. Real quickly, before we get cooking, guys, and sharing that big juicy alpha, we had 150 likes on yesterday's video live. Shout out to you guys for that. There is no second best daily YouTube live stream audience. We would love if you guys could go ahead and smash that like button again before we get started. And I'm sure we'll bug you again, right? Max isn't here today, so I'm going to be the one that's definitely going to be bugging you guys. But of course, like I said, it means a lot to us when you guys engage and enjoy our content. And it definitely seems like the YouTube algorithm is starting to take a liking to us. And it seems like you guys are too. So we love to see it. Let's talk about crypto and Bitcoin first, right? I mean, we've been pretty much trading within the same, at this point, now that we've kind of sold off over the last 24 hours, it is kind of confirmation that we're still within this range that we set, in the wake of that big sell-off that we had on Bitcoin on Sunday night. Will it resolve lower? Will it resolve higher? I think that's the question that we're all asking ourselves. For me, I'm kind of thinking that we will protect the lows. I think that wick that we set yesterday is definitely fair game, but I do think that 40K is probably safe for now. We'll see, right? We'll see. Bitcoin is capable of very unpredictable things, but I like the way that the lows were set. I do think that we can sweep the wick. And, one of the things I pointed out to our Giga Chats yesterday was, you can kind of already see the type of pattern that Bitcoin is painting right now on the FTM chart, the 4-hour. It's already played out. And the way it played out was a sweep of the wick, a deviation of the wick, and then it eventually sank again. I'm not sure what it's doing this morning. Obviously, it's correlated to Bitcoin, so it might be a little skid. So yeah, it looks really strong. But as you can see, I mean, it basically did the equivalent of filling the wick, forming a double bottom before eventually sending higher. I'm wondering if Bitcoin will paint a similar structure for us, guys. Altcoins really have held up pretty strongly, though, through this dip. That's one thing that I think is particularly notable. Bitcoin down almost 3%, but altcoins are down pretty much a little more than 1 for 1. And typically on these days over the course of this year, you'd usually see them down 2 or 3 times that. So maybe we're starting to see that shift in behavior that we've been talking about, guys. From the standpoint that it might finally be time for a lot of these altcoins to pop off. We've had altcoin outperformance littered throughout this rally for sure, but I don't think we've had a space-wide speculative frenzy. It's really more so just been these pockets of outperformance. When you look at things like Solana, some very ordinals is another example, gaming. In spurts, but I really don't think that we've seen peak excess within the context of this rally as far as froth goes. Equities, guys, let's see what those are doing. Unsurprisingly green. I'm very curious. I was talking about this with our Giga Chads yesterday too. I'm kind of curious to see how the S&P fares over the next few days, given that it does look like the VIX is probably floored at this point. It's likely caught a low. But we've talked about this scenario before, and it's not necessarily our idea, right? Chem Carson's talked about it for months and months and months, the possibility of eventually a blow off top rally where you have stocks going higher with volatility going higher too. And the reasoning for that is because you have market makers who are, being a market maker is largely being, short volatility fundamentally. Right. And so when you get these huge moves away from the mean, like we're seeing in the S&P, this massive volatile move off the low, market makers have to cover their positioning, and it leads to a squeeze. Right. And that's what we're seeing. And we are still yet to see, in my opinion, the possibility of stocks up with volatility up as a result of this dynamic. So I'm going to be very curious to see if we finally see this play out. Tech individuals are starting to catch some really big rotations across the board. it looks like a full blown risk on period for equities. Yeah, volatility could find a bottom, and we could have some pullbacks in between. But right now, it looks like a very bullish market as far as stocks go. But let's open up the floor, guys. I'd love to know what y'all are thinking about the market, thinking about equities, crypto, kind of polar opposites here over the last 24 hours. But I mean, we're talking super granularly here. For the most part, they've been pretty correlated in the sense that they've gone up here over the last few weeks. But what are you guys seeing in the markets?
Well, what I'm seeing is a great comment by Boot E Bandit. He says, "Big wick energy." If you guys get it, congrats.
Big wick energy. Bitcoin definitely had some big wick energy on Monday. ETH has swept its wick, so I kind of am expecting a response from ETH into the end of the day after sweeping it. But Bitcoin's going to dictate at this point, isn't it?
Oh, this wick, yeah. ETH barely went and got it. Yeah, you're gonna need to see that pull up pretty quickly, huh?
I'm almost biased to a complacency shoulder into one more leg lower for ETH, and then we can kind of go from there. That's what I'm expecting on Bitcoin, at least.
As I've been saying, guys, I expect the price to continue ranging between 40 to 45K over the next days and few weeks. That's still my case. I think the fact that ETH took the low is good, because there were definitely some leveraged longs that had their stop loss just below it, which would make sense to me that we could possibly bounce from here heavy. We might go down to retest the breaker on H4 slightly more, but all in all, I do expect the lows to hold at 21.45 on spot chart. For ETH.
I'm with you on that one. For the time being, I'm with you on that one. As long as Bitcoin holds its lows, given how little alts have pulled back in confluence with Bitcoin, I am biased to believe that as long as Bitcoin holds those lows, ETH will definitely hold its lows on the what'd you say, 2140, 2150. Should make a run at 2500 from here if that's the case.
I mean, I want to see this FVG protected right there, honestly. I think that would be a nice, if you get that shoulder you're talking about and then you sweep.
Yeah.
Something like that. I can maybe make that a little better.
Yeah, I agree. I do not think we go down there, although it's definitely possible. It's just lower time frame fuckery. Both of these scenarios could happen, where we go down there or we just go straight from here. But I do agree that should be holding.
Yeah, basically 2190, 2200-ish, somewhere in there. I don't think we necessarily sweep there,
You said 2100-ish?
Oh, did I?
I'm just teasing you.
2100-ish. Yeah, I don't think we get here.
For those of you guys that don't get it, Tucker's nickname on Discord is Hagrid, right?
Alias, my alias.
Alias.
Yeah.
Haggard and his Tucker-Nachi lines.
Yeah.
Tucker-Nachi line.
You guys aren't ready for those yet.
Show someone ETH, man. Let's go.
You got any Tucker-Nachi lines on ETH?
He has. I know he has.
What hang on, let me get the right okay, good.
Meow.
Loaded. Yeah, you hear my cat?
I'm not sure if it's yours to tell me. I'm sure I'll soon be able to recognize them.
Yeah. I don't know if I have a bunch on Soul, honestly, but it's not too terribly difficult to figure out where to draw them. But I'll tell you what, guys, there's alpha. I promise, there's alpha. You guys, you wouldn't get it. That meme, you wouldn't get it.
You wouldn't get.
Yeah,
Is StreamYard right? We have 125 people watching the stream right now.
I guess. Bro.
We better get that like button bumping, guys.
Yeah,
'cause
guys.
23
Come on
likes
now.
on the video.
Okay, wait. Let's go through any good alts y'all seeing for some dip buys. Tommy,
I think
Jackass?
I think first of all, to the viewers, I think it maybe counts up together with Twitter, or is it just YouTube?
Yeah, that's
I think-
probably it.
It's probably
Yeah.
because of Twitter too.
Yeah.
We'd love if you guys could throw us a like if you're on Twitter or YouTube. We appreciate your support and thank you for being here, guys. We are opening this show up to Twitter now for the first time. Hopefully, I assume it's just audio on Twitter, right?
No, it's
No, it's
video.
video too.
Really?
Yeah.
The
Wow.
same. Yeah.
Crazy
Although-
tech, man. Crazy tech.
Is it that?
Thanks, Elon.
Audio quality is for sure better on YouTube. I gotta say, after all, it's a video platform, so makes sense too. Yeah, what I like is that we can see which comments came from where, right? So, for example, I see a comment here, and it shows that it's from Twitter. What a
Good
time
choice.
to be alive! The technology.
What do you say, guys? Here's some propaganda for you.
That's interesting.
Propaganda.
Very interesting.
I mean,
Do you think Sol is leading Bitcoin, or do you think Bitcoin is leading Sol?
the corn? I mean,
Wait, to see.
I don't know, man. I feel like Bitcoin's leading everything, low key.
Yeah, very well might be. Very well might be.
I mean,
Sol is showing a lot of strength today.
yeah, it really is. I mean, we damn near hit $80. So
Can you measure the beginning of the up move for Sol, basically, like when it started to go really?
yeah, I mean, if we do a volatility analysis, Sol's up a lot more, obviously.
No,
but
obviously that's due to low cap versus
330.
high cap, right? Nature. But I wanted to measure the timings of those pumps.
The time?
Yeah, like who started first?
Oh, I see what you're saying. So, okay.
Yeah.
I
So
mean,
they bottomed the same day, right? Then there was the
I mean,
sort
you
of
could
higher high,
say-
higher low.
Yeah, they really started October 12th. They both
Yeah, really.
started. But
Yeah.
when did this God candle happen? I guess they both kind of put it in.
Yeah. I mean, I would still say that it's, as usual, Bitcoin is the S&P for the market, and then there are strong horses and weak horses.
Yeah, I mean, especially like this October 23rd.
Yeah.
All right, hang on. I just got to let my cat in the room. She's just going to keep being annoying. One sec. Keep going. Keep talking. Keep
My
talking.
cat's doing stuff in the background for me too, man. I feel that. Like me and my fiance are both working from our place today, and he just loves to open the door that it like separates how we work. So he's just a lovable menace. That's what I would refer to him as. I wonder if you get to see him on stream today, but we'll see. If not, guys, there's always exclusive cat pics in our Discord.
That's real. That's real.
Only cats.
Can you guys like the Lawrence Kwok comment? I like it. And he apparently too.
Wait, what did it do? Oh, you mean put it on the stream? Wait, Janet
Yeah,
Yellen's in here too. It's my cat walking by.
Lawrence Kwok.
AVAX.
No. The higher one. The higher one.
Monthly FEGs.
The real question is,
Oh, wait.
Hey,
did
the
you
doctor's
post
here.
the stream,
This one.
Tucker?
This one.
Tucker, did you post the stream?
No, this was on Max, brother. This was Max. Max started us out. So, did I post it where?
On Twitter.
We're on Twitter right now.
All right. I was just checking.
Relax, Will. You're on Twitter live. Okay, what were we doing? I was saying, look at this, Will. What do you think of that?
I'd say that's pretty bearish.
Oh my god. I forgot you're a soul futter.
He's a soul futter like me.
Yeah.
You asked the
What do you
right.
mean like you, Tommy? What are you talking about?
He was looking for bias confirmation and he just read everything he wanted to say.
I mean, what are we talking about here, guys? What are we talking about here? Come on now.
What are we talking about?
Do I really need to do it, man? Do I really?
Look, Soul was over
Wait, no.
like months ago.
I kind of
Right.
think Soul's a short here, though. I'm not gonna lie.
I could see that in the short term. I almost shorted it this morning, honestly. But come on. Now,
I'm
Just if it
hedged.
is following your pattern, Tucker, it's gonna BART again.
Wait, what do you mean?
If it's following the Bitcoin pattern, it's probably gonna BART again. Is what I'm
Before
thinking.
going?
Yeah. Well, it's just gonna keep chopping up.
Let's fit.
Let's do
We'll see. We'll see about that, Tom. We'll see about that. Wait, we need the. Let's just make this.
So supply, yes, I am a full-time trader at the moment.
Let's see here, boys.
There is a comment from Tanner the Great, ENJ just not stopping. And I know there is lots of people looking at the injective chart and getting in either, depending whether they are positioned, or sideline, they are getting these mental processes to battle, right? So if you have a position in injective, you are feeling like, man, do I take a profit now? If I take profit, what if it keeps running and I miss on all these gains? And if I don't take the profit, man, it definitely rocks pull from here, and I will miss all those profits, right? So, and if you are sideline, you are feeling like, if I buy here, it definitely rocks. If I don't buy, it will keep on mooning, right? What do I do? What do I do? And let me tell you, there are two psychological ways to handle this. So if you are positioned and you made large gains and you are stressing this question, well, then start taking partial profits, right? Even like taking, 10, 20, 30% does help you mentally a lot. A lot. And you can rotate the profits, by the way, right? You do not have to sit in USDT, of course. You can rotate the profits elsewhere. This will help you a lot. You can take more. The more it moons, the more you should take out. But and this is for those that are positioned. For those that are not positioned, and I say, obviously, we are really high and it can keep going. And my recommendation is obviously either you can ignore it, which is probably for a better man, but sometimes you just cannot help yourself, right? Sometimes you just have to focus because you are just not at that time yet to absolutely control yourself. So in that time, I do recommend to take some really low risk, low size, fuck you money that you do not that you are absolutely willing to lose, and you have to take it as a sort of sacrifice to your FOMO feelings, because
The FOMO guys.
Is Gemini actually down right now?
Big. Let me finish.
Go
Because
ahead.
because if you do that, and the market actually rocks, you will just lose very little amount, and you will sort of, as I said, you will use it as a sacrifice. But if it keeps on running higher, you'll at least make some gains, right? So in that case, it does make sense to do this. But obviously, you are buying after like 1000% yearly upside with no pullbacks in the recent weeks. So you need to understand that it's like really overbought. You missed the trend, and there are most likely better opportunities right now in the market for the excess still. So it's a usual theme. It's definitely not going to be the first time this cycle around. So get used to seeing coins pumping without you.
INJ is a beast, though. That is for sure, man. I actually saw some FUD about INJ earlier this week.
Same.
It doesn't actually seem like FUD though. It seems really bullish. Basically, low float, manipulated price, manipulated data by Jump and other market makers, and I'm like, okay, that's basically every other layer one scam that I've ever traded before it goes parabolic. Seems bullish until the team starts selling in mass, right? I mean, that's fairly self-explanatory. Bullish until the team starts selling.
This thing is wild, man.
Wild.
I mean, yeah, I don't see why this doesn't keep going. What were you saying, Tommy? You think?
I do, man. If you buy, it will stop going.
Yeah.
You know how it goes. The Bogdanov is always watching.
Is this legitimate?
What?
You see the comment I put on the screen?
That would be surprising.
That would.
But Max Payne is kind of a meme in a trend, right? I mean, I've read that you tend to gravitate towards Max Payne in ranges, and trends. It's a lot more likely that one side of the trend is going to be dominated. I would be surprised if we went back to 32K by the end of the year. I'd be very surprised, but
yeah,
that would be it'd be a biblical wipe. I can tell you that much.
It would be a wipe to shove, man. It would.
Yeah, but yes, 32K. It doesn't make much sense logical for me right here, because you still need to induce the FOMO buyers above 48K first before you make them sell the 30K support. The people that are buying here will probably not be selling. Even if it dipped to 32K, they would not sell it yet, right? It's not that big of a drop. They will be selling though. Everyone that buys above 48K from the sidelines, they will be selling the support at 30 to 30K that they wanted to initially buy.
Yeah, even once we get 48, which I think we will, when we do inevitably wipe and come back, I don't think we get 32. Like, I think we'll probably get stopped somewhere in this consolidation when we do come back. If we were to do like chop around here, and then even if it was like an SFP and we came back into there, like that's what I think would probably happen. And then obviously it's one of those.
You need to change the color though.
Oh, you're right. Yeah. That just shows how long we've been in a bear market, man. The arrow is red.
Yeah. Today I read a great comment on my feed from one guy, and he marked the current phase as cautiously bullish, and I just have to fully agree. I think we are at cautiously bullish phase right now.
Yeah. Well, I mean, look, crypto might be leading equities, so maybe we do get some sort of pullback, but I'm not really expecting equity Armageddon in January or February. So I don't know that 32K makes a ton of sense to me, unless it's the type of move where it's like, you get a super, super deep wick from a leverage flush that closes the day or the week above like 40 or 42K. Right? So it's literally just a wick. But I feel like, look, bears kind of already had their chance, in my opinion, to send it. I've like cataclysmically lower is probably the wrong word, but like deeper than, I would say I kind of rule out downside below 38K. I'm not even really expecting it to get down there anyway, but I felt like the bears had their chance to send it lower earlier in the week or on Sunday, and they didn't. So
yeah, that's a great point, Tommy.
Yeah,
right now
we
it's
defended 40K
range. We're carving out a range on Bitcoin here.
If we are taking any low, we are probably taking just the low before the impulsive move. Where was it? One sec. I'll look at it. Yeah, we are at max in my opinion. Like on max downside
What?
here, we are taking the low at 4060. Like sorry,
Huh?
40k 600. That's in my opinion the max sort of downside on this move.
Mm-hmm.
Not saying necessarily we have to go down there, but as I said, 40 to 45k range makes the most
What?
sense to me here.
How you stuck?
Well,
Mhm.
Oh, sorry, my daughter was talking. Give me a second. My bad.
I had to cut him off before he says something we don't want to hear. Or maybe we do, but he doesn't want us to hear it.
You know what I do want, Jackus? I want to get that like number up.
Oh yeah.
I think it's time to ask for the audience to hit that like button when you have the chance, guys. We appreciate your support. Thanks for being here. Today I'm going to be Max in the sense that I'm going to bug you for likes. We'd really appreciate it if you could just easily hit the like button, maybe a subscription if you haven't already on YouTube. Really helps the algo and really helps support us. And of course, if you're enjoying the show, it's a great way to do so for free, right? But hope you guys are enjoying the content and taking away maybe some actionable setups, some trades, and of course, commentary and insight on the market.
Yeah, I think that's your range right there, boys. Pretty much.
Very true, Tyrell. Some men just want to see the world burn.
Yeah,
what if we had a flash wick to 32K? Well, that would be fun, probably. Hopefully, if you're positioned on the right side of it, and not fun if you're not. And if you're on leverage, then Godspeed.
I mean, look, we need a red weekly close, man. We had like 8 in a row. This is a good
chance. That's great point, man.
Wow.
I like it actually. Having a red weekly close and then use it as a support.
Mm-hmm.
Good point, Tucker.
Yeah. How's the monthly looking? Not bad.
Very bearish though.
As long as you're not closing.
Very bearish.
As long as you're not closing the month
it's
at
ogre.
A full rejection on that FVG, I don't see why you would be looking at the monthly and be a bear necessarily, right? But
yeah,
this is Will's outlook this timeline. I'll defer to him on this chart.
Will, you back yet?
Might be talking to the kid girl, I think. Yeah, but on the monthly, as Tommy said, fill that monthly FVG makes the most sense.
Yeah, but look at this, man. Look at all these monthly FVGs that just never came back. Like, oh no, we need to fill the FVGs. You didn't do it till literally, 2 years later.
Exactly.
Tia might do the move that INJ just did.
I know you've been saying, let's put that up on the chart, man.
I think it's in the process of doing it right now.
Let's look at Tia and INJ.
He's probably gonna run the high from here, if INJ is any indication.
Whoa! Did you just see that?
What?
Did you see the dog come across the screen?
Did you do Doge? Every now and then you'll open Doge and the dog will start dancing on your screen.
I don't even know what it pulled up, honestly. Okay.
You must have been. Do you remember those cookie sites or those cookie games that you could play on random websites back in the day, and they'd put cookies on your computer?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Like the games and the advertisements on the side of the screen. Were you clicking on one of those, and that's why you got a dog popping up on?
Mm-hmm.
I remember I was just on my dad's computer as a kid one day, and I'm just like, yeah, Dad, this game is so fun. And he's like, no. Probably ruined his computer.
Probably. All right, so talk us through it, Tommy.
Oh, I mean, I was talking much more lower time frame, man. As far as TIA goes, I mean, look, INJ just sprung from a somewhat similar painted bottom, and ran all the way to the highs. I don't know how much more discovery INJ is going to do from here, but within this kind of intraday move, but TIA does look like it's a little bit behind INJ in the fact that it hasn't quite broken market structure. I think at like 13.8, those highs that bleed that consolidation that we had last night before puking. It kind of looks like a proof of, or a power of 3 now that I'm looking at it on TIA. Pretty clean actually. Should run the highs.
Yeah, I see that. Swept below. Now it's gonna go take that wick.
I like it. I like it especially because of look how deep into that crazy wick it went, right? But not swept it. They like to do this a lot.
Well, I was surprised that they took it so low last night, because TIA is basically INJ but with less volatility. So I think you're almost better off if you are trading TIA. You might be better off trading INJ instead, because it's just giving much better volatility. And I would say cleaner setups too. TIA is kind of evil. Because I was looking at long setups last night on it, thinking to myself, oh, wow, that looks pretty solid. It was probably around, I'd say it was probably around like 1 or 2 in the morning. I was like, oh, this doesn't look that bad. It's consolidating above. It looks like it's about to reclaim the low. INJ just did that and went to the highs, and then it just nuked again.
So you were looking at like that right there.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was going to hold, but it did not. I'm glad I didn't long it before I went to sleep. Otherwise, I might have woken up with an email in the morning.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, TIA is trading like a worse version of INJ right now. I would rather be long, and I would rather trade INJ over TIA.
I can't believe INJ was $1.50 this year, man. Unbelievable.
Yeah, it's an insane coin. I think we're getting maybe towards the end of the rally locally, though. But it is in price discovery, so I don't want to say that.
It was literally $1 in January. Yeah, I mean, that's just crazy.
That is. So just to put into perspective, this is where people are looking to buy.
Yeah, it's right? Down here. It's
bullish.
Bad tech.
Bad tech down here. Good tech up here.
You don't think FUD is bullish, Jackus?
Wait, how you mean it right now? Like I know what you mean, but how? In what context do you mean it right now?
Oh, wait, I'm just joking right now, but
all right.
I do think the FUD for INJ is actually bullish. Maybe not. It might cause like a pullback locally, but I think on a higher time frame, it's really bullish for INJ.
Yeah, definitely. Well, it's bullish for anything as long as the asset is solid, right? So like remember what FUD has done to Tether, and remember what FUD has done to Binance, and what FUD has on the other side done to FTX, right? Because FTX was actually a scam, so it was reasonable. I mean, not always the FUD is bad. That's the problem, that it really depends how you understand the asset and what you are buying.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, look, how many people do you think were waiting for the sweep of this wick, and they just both got front run?
It's always, man. But it's always, if you actually zoom out, you'll realize that they are not like bouncing at very nice OBs and everything like that. They always come very close to the wick to really shake people out. You know, they are zoomed in. They'll start selling in fear, and then they will not let the shorters to take profit under the wick. They will not let buyers buy under that wick. They will just come very close and then reverse it. You know, it's fuckery after fuckery.
Now, where does Sol fit into this rotation between these two?
We lost the Ministry of Finance.
Sol's its own rotation.
You think?
I've determined Sol and Bitcoin are their own rotation, and altcoins are I don't know. Maybe Sol and Sol ETH. Let's take a look at that pair. Maybe that's more important for when Sol's going to pump.
The pair, okay.
Yeah.
Or just the Sol ETH pair, or you want this?
The Sol ETH pair.
Okay.
I haven't looked at it in a while, but
I mean,
looks pretty good.
Look at you guys in the comments, right? Like, what sent us sub 25k? What's about a scare below 38k? Like just look at that. What you are guys looking for, right? That tells you all you need to know. As I said, cautiously bullish and people looking for the pullback still. It's there. It's right there.
Wouldn't be a market check if people weren't asking for lower prices.
Going higher, 37, 32, right? I see no one mentioning 40k as the bottom of this. Like, no. Everyone
tell me your sideline without telling me your sideline, man. Wait, what is
Starla? We need a coin named Sideline.
I don't know, man.
That coin would be mooning right now.
Oh no.
What?
Somebody asked for this thing in the comments. They said,
what is this?
They said it's breaking out.
Oh my god.
Starlink.
What world is this?
Look at this thing, man.
Starlink. Jesus.
Where's Janet Yellen? Oh, there she is. She's gonna like this one.
This is a Dr. Outlook type of chart.
Oh, absolutely. You know what's a real Dr. Outlook type of chart?
You're on the wrong time frame though.
Here, let me just put this on the monthly. There's your Dr. Outlook kind of chart right there, boys. Yeah.
I buy those charts all the time, man.
I know you do, Will.
This looks like it's going to get sun though.
Every time I trade Jasmine, it's a local top. I swear to God.
Yeah.
That's a W.
Don't trade it. Don't trade it.
Squeeze it together. That's a W.
Yeah. What about Tommy? Didn't you have a fun relationship with LRC?
I mean, I like mega sized into it in the spring one time to long it, and it it worked out really well. The other time it didn't.
LRC right now is well positioning into it.
It doesn't look bad, honestly.
If I remember correctly.
I'm already in it.
I was about to say LRC is a Dr. Outlook coin.
Yeah.
Doesn't look bad, boys.
You got a long way to run, man.
I mean, that's only a 2x up here. That's the thing. I don't
okay. You're talking about Sol, but then you're talking about this is only a 2x.
Yeah, if I'm gonna get risky, I'm gonna go
what's Sol
lower.
Gonna do? 10%?
Huh?
What's Sol gonna do? 10%?
No, Sol's going to $777. Will, and
when?
A good reason for that.
I need a date and a time.
In 18 months.
Sol's going where?
777.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought you said like 1,000 or something.
No,
I didn't know people on the show were allowed to do drugs actively while we're here. But, you know.
Are you good at math?
Look, if you were to say 7.77, I would be like, okay, we could talk about that.
Oh, Max and I were actually prospecting 77.7 at one point.
There you go.
But we passed that already, so higher.
Just a little bit.
As Wally says, viciously higher.
Guys, they've been trying to tell us the whole year, higher for longer, and we did not listen. They've been telling us, the central bankers, higher for longer, and we
the
did
whole
not
year.
Listen.
That's all they've been saying.
Higher for longer.
Nobody wanted to buy into that.
People saw they were talking about the rates.
They were talking about 2023 and prices.
Alpha. What do we
What
think
are you guys
about
looking at right
Rune?
now?
TIA is
Dude.
doing exactly what I just thought it would do, which is it's not following INJ. Oh, what a terrible token.
Just the moment you wanted to follow.
It's honestly, I think people should just delete TIA from their watch lists. If you're holding a spot bag, even if you are holding a spot bag, just delete it from your watch list.
Just stake it and just rake in airdrops over the next 12 months and literally forget about it. Like, what are we even talking about, man? Look at this.
Are they
There's your
doing
perspective.
they are doing lots of airdrops?
Yes. I bet we get a Dimension airdrop out of Tia.
Dimension?
Yeah.
What is that?
Have you not heard Wabi talk about Dimension?
Oh, okay. Yeah, I do remember that.
Uber bullish on Dimension. Yeah, this is not a bag you want to jeet.
Uber bullish on Dimension. Do not read the comment from Sosafly. Do not read it, guys.
Do you want to address this, Jackus?
Surely. So I agree that if there will be sharp rate cuts that are due to problems within the economy, that's short-term bearish and long-term bullish. And I've been saying that for a long time. But if rate cut doesn't necessarily have to be bearish, if there is like only one temporarily or something. And also, I do not think it comes in March, but later.
Yeah. Now, what about the scenario where they're actually able to cut rates not because something broke? They're just like, we're chilling. We're just going to cut.
Yeah. We'll see how it goes. We'll see. Let's let Paul enjoy his Christmas, right? So that next year he can keep telling us that they are data dependent.
Mm-hmm.
Then they will tell us that they are not cutting the rates. They will cut them the next month.
Every month, push it back.
Like seriously, guys, in 1953 in Czech Republic, they said to everyone on Sunday night that there will be no financial reform. Okay. The next day, and they said it on national television, the next day, that was the financial reform. And they said, we are basically confiscating everyone's money. Like they cut a bunch of zeros, and they said that anything above 5,000 crowns is exchangeable for the ratio of 50-1. Right. So if you got, for example, 1 million, okay, you instead got only 20,000 the next day. On Sunday, they said, no worries, guys, nothing's happening. The next day, sorry, we changed our mind. That's why you listen to the charts, because free market is everything. It's the best tool we have, and you do not listen to the verbs. I mean, you listen to them; they can still be useful, right? But you still need to make up your own mind, because, yeah, it's a bunch of clownery out there.
It is.
Mm-hmm. What else do you guys want to look at?
Get some other alts.
What's
Total Free doing?
Tommy's done with Celestian.
Yeah.
Let's look at SATs.
Oh man. Okay, wait, that's KuCoin. What would it be a bigger chart? Who probably got this thing first? Mexi. Damn it.
Always.
I mean,
It's always going to be XC, man.
Either
It's
way.
like looking at an old KuCoin chart.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think the ordinal narrative is going to continue to play. We had track on the screen a minute ago, but Ordi, Sats, track, they're all going to just tear, I'm sure.
I mean, the ordinal take just makes so much sense to me from the fundamental perspective because it really is secured by the most secure network in the world, right? But it's secured by proof of work. So it does make sense to me, the whole theme around it. But I should probably do more research on that, not gonna lie.
They're doing inscriptions on Solana now.
Ordinals on Solana.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this is okay. So many Bitcoin guys that are solely Bitcoin keep ridiculing, right? But like everything outside. But look at it. Just the fact that lots of shitcoin came up with something that forced Bitcoin to innovate. And that's why you need competition in everything. Because the more free market it is, the more competition there is, and the more and faster it can innovate. The more regulation you have, the longer and slower the innovation gets and harder to. And you also kill the competition because you sometimes, or like all the times, sorry, looking for the right English word. You like it's harder for you to enter the industry if you make too much regulation sometimes. So you want every normie to be able to, but it's a broader topic. I don't know. I do not want to jump into that today. But it's good, competition is good, and it does make all these projects, it forces them to innovate and make new stuff.
I agree.
Yeah.
Like if there's no competition and there's high regulation, there's no need for people to innovate, right? And that's why crypto has innovated so much over the last 10 years, because there's been zero regulation.
Yeah.
So, and endless competition, right? So
yeah.
This is we should answer this if you guys want to start on that.
Like just imagine, before we just imagine that freaking fiat money, or like the money we use, has not been innovated in the past 100 years or something, right? We kept using this basically, like the innovation there was so dead and so slow, and suddenly there's crypto, right? It comes along, the competition, and look at all the innovation, or like how it forced even the central bankers to start doing something and looking for new ways. The banks now had to use instant transactions. That wasn't the case before crypto came along, and all of that. They are forced to innovate because there is a competition suddenly. It just tells you everything.
Tommy, you want to take that?
I mean, I guess I can take it. I think this is a better question for Dr. Outlook, man.
That's a good point. Janet?
Janet.
Can you repeat the question?
It's on the screen. What is your plan and strategy based on current conditions for packing your halving cycle bags to a high percentage spot allocation?
Buy everything until the market surpasses all-time high. Then you can speculate and be like, oh, maybe I should take some off the board. But until you're beyond all-time high, what are you really selling and buying here? That's all I'm going to say. Like even altcoins. And we can point back to 2017. We can look after Bitcoin started making its significant moves up. ADA, again, a great example of that. Look at ADA's chart right now.
Let's see.
How much do people think of that is going to actually retrace? I don't think much at all.
I don't even know what these lines are.
Love
Probably
finding
having.
view charts.
What are you saying here, Will?
Everybody, ha ha ha, ADA bag holders, ha 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 ha. Now look at it. You know?
I mean, I'm still laughing at most 88 bag holders. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
I know. I get it. I get it. I get it. I'm just saying. Like right now, nobody's laughing. That's why nobody's
Okay.
making memes about it.
Can you pull out the meme I posted in the crypto chat for Ada?
When?
Well, I'll find you and tag you.
I don't know. I know what you're talking about. Actually, I don't know if we could put that on YouTube, bro.
We can. I mean, you know,
All right.
how is that forbidden? Like, come on.
If you get our channel banned, I'm gonna be upset, Jackie.
Man, if we like it's actually kind of fucked up that if we cannot put this up there. Okay, let's rather not do it, right? But like just think how crazy things got that we are scared to share this stuff. Okay. I don't know why it shouldn't be allowed, but it is what it is.
Did
I
you
don't
I
know.
send
mean,
it again?
here's the thing. If you look at ADA, right, where are we at? We're well above all the floors. We're above the previous high over there and all the way to the left. We're above all the current resistances right now. Where do people think price is going to go? It's going to stay above right where you have your arrow, right where you had it. That's where it's going to stay. And then people are going to be calling for retraces, blah, 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 blah. But guess what? You missed out on the best price opportunity at 25 cents. Believe me, I was calling for, look, I'm not even going to sit up here and bullshit. I was calling for 15. And then when I saw it holding at 25, I started accumulating. And I started telling people, they're like, what about 15? You talked about, yeah, I talked about 15. I talked about it. But it doesn't mean that, hey, my plans can't change. You have to pay attention to where price supports on the way down. And here's the thing too. So many people look for the bottom move, right? When you start getting towards your target, you're at 15 typically, right? Or whatever your target. Let's say 12K Bitcoin, right? You should have started dialing in at 18, and it drops again, and you dial in again at 15. Then it drops again, you dial in again at 12. It drops again, you dial in at 10. Like, people don't understand that you have to buy down. You have to buy down. Like, it's not about buying a falling knife. It's about buying the bottom of a consolidation range once it starts to occur, because your legs down become significantly less once you start consolidating and ranging down, right? You get your puke. You get your puke. We got the puke. Where did the puke occur? It occurred at 48K. And Bitcoin absolutely flushed to 25, 20, right? And then we started stair stepping down. When the minute you start stair stepping down, you should start accumulating the low end range of the stair step on each leg down. You would have got every single move at its optimal price, and you would be, guess what range you would be buying in, guys? Everybody in the chat, you'd be buying 25K or less Bitcoin. Because guess what? You're not getting 25K anymore. It's not coming back there. You'll be lucky to see 30, right? So you would have bought the most optimal range on Bitcoin. And same thing with altcoins. Like buying 25 cents, it made so much sense to me. Did I look for lower pricing? 100%, because A, lower pricing is better deals, right? But I started dialing in the minute I started finding support. And I think just so many people have lost the plot when it comes to trading or accumulating or buying or understanding how markets move and how you should move in and out of them, that now everybody's fearful and they want to buy up. They're like, hey, where do I get an entry after Bitcoin just literally mooned off of 25K to 45? It's like, why didn't you believe me when we were talking on the way down? Oh, because blah, 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 said it can go deeper. Yeah, anything can go deeper. But understand, a range is where you start buying. A puke is where you stop buying, right? You let the puke play out and you let the price start to range. And then once your range starts to occur, then you start taking positions and then it can drop again. You start taking positions, and it can drop again. You start taking positions. It's not a difficult process. Now people are buying on the way up, and they're panicking. And this is what causes the uptrend, Jackus. This is what causes the uptrend, because the more fearful people get, the higher price goes, and then the bears end up completely on the wrong side of the whole play.
Yeah. You heard the man.
I tell people all the time, man, like I'm not even playing. Like this is literally what drives the stupidity in these markets is people being fearful of missing out. It's not just a fear of downside. It's a fear of, hey, I'm gonna miss the whole upward move. Well, you're just gonna be distributed to. They're gonna say that all the way to all-time high. They're gonna say that all the way to the all-time high.
Well,
And
look
then
at
once
that,
all-time high
man.
hits, it's the time to buy, guys. Hey, I told you guys that you should have been accumulating. Should have been no, you didn't.
Oh, we
You
didn't
told
get it.
everybody it's not the time to buy.
I will say one quote from a friend who I don't think was trying to quote anything necessarily, but he goes by the name of Smoothie. He's like one of the devs over for DMT, the Arbitrum Layer 3 project that I was pretty passionate about in the first half of 2023. But I mean, look, positioning for a bull run, it can be, if it's like 2017, then, you keep looking for some sort of precondition for entry or like a double bottom or something like that. You can blink and it can be over, right? I mean, you might never get a pullback. If it is, I mean, I'm like speaking hypothetically here, of course, because that's what happened in 2017 and 2018 is that we had these big wipes along the way, but preconditions were, for a lot of people, were never met. And it was a parabolic bull run that went, if you blinked, you don't want to be in the camp where all of a sudden you look back and you're like, wow, okay, Bitcoin is trading at 100K and I'm still waiting to allocate, right? You don't want to be that guy. Not to say that I'm advocating for just shoving max size up here, but I not financial advice or anything like that. I just thought it was a useful, it's a useful perspective, because you are in this, it's, I think, a little more slightly toned down version of that Degen Spartan quote, where he's like, your biggest risk or biggest fear is being underallocated to an industry that you spend every day like talking about, just because you were too afraid to allocate. And I do think there is a lot of truth to that.
Yeah, it's so many people miss the plot because they hyper focus on the dumbest shit that doesn't even matter, right? Like inflation, it doesn't matter if you're invested, right? Wars, it doesn't
Doesn't
matter
matter.
I only
if you're
invest my
invested,
money in the finest of
right?
Ponzi's,
Like
Will.
people, they don't like it's not it's not hard. It's not a hard process. Now, granted, interest rates, they matter, but only on the front end, right? And those are the things that people miss the plot on. Like I've said this many times. Think of interest rates as like a half circle, right? Once you get to the middle of that half circle, you can completely ignore the Fed in it from there. Just let him do whatever he's doing. Just start buying. And you saw that this cycle. The minute we got to like 2.53, the market started to shift. It didn't care anymore. It's like raise all the rates you want. We're just going to start to accumulate, and the market started to brown out and bottom. So, for me, it's not as much rocket science as a lot of portfolio managers try to make it. Right? There's a lot of portfolio managers out there who pretend they understand macro. Your job as a portfolio manager is not to understand macro. It's to understand risk, right?
Yep.
And risk in both directions. So
To perform
you
for
could
your
say,
LPs.
yeah, exactly. Your job is performance. That's what your job is as a portfolio manager. And if you're not allocating risk, and you're like, I went all in on bonds because of my session, or because of my war, those type of scenarios, then guess what? You basically screwed all your investors. That's what you did. You screwed all your investors, everybody who's allocating to you as a portfolio manager. And I'm saying this because I talk to a ton. a portfolio manager this year. Like really smart guys. They're like, the data states blah blah blah. I'm like, the data does not state what you're stating. They're like, yes, it does. If you look at this macro and blah blah. I'm like, look at jobs, look at claims. I'm like, they're not coming down. There are still people looking for employees. Like, you have to look at things from like a front facing scenario. You can't go on these things just like and look at one data point and be like, this is the deciding factor for the market, guys. This means this is going to happen. China's going to flip the U.S. dollar. Oh yeah. Let's look at China. Let's look at China. Remember, everybody said China was going to flip the U.S. Their economy is completely demolished. They don't have a chance. They don't have a freaking. They're going to be recovering for the next 10 years.
I had a
And everybody
conversation.
said,
I had a conversation with somebody about this actually yesterday, talking about. I mean, more so the de-dollarization factor of it, and how the biggest threat is. It's kind of a long-winded thesis, but one that, I mean, naturally, de-dollarization will take a long time to play out anyway. But it was essentially arguing that, the events that we had with SVB, that lowered the value of, that lowered the value of America's collateral base through treasuries, and the supply overhang that it put on the market. So the way de-dollarization will probably occur is multiple occurrences of that over the course of like 5 to 10 years, right? If you have, or like a truly systemic event like 2008, but I'm not betting on that personally. I think, much more likely that we have, a lot of volatility in rates over the next few years. Given that we're now about to ease, or we're not going to ease, but given that we're now cutting rates, it's pretty likely inflation comes back over the next few years. So we are probably going to have a good bit of rate volatility over the next 5 to 10 years to accompany that. And eventually there will probably be more banks and more entities that blow up when we do these rate hikes, or in the manner that we might do them, right, and push them above a certain level. And maybe that's kind of, I don't know if I'm making any sense here, but maybe that's kind of the thing that ends up breaking down the, the American dominance over fiat that we've seen for so long, is just these almost repeated strikes, not by any one entity, but just from, treasuries being repeatedly devalued, from banks blowing up, from rate volatility this decade, which we've talked about before on this show, the possibility of rate volatility akin to the 60s through the 80s. And I think I saw a statistic from, I think it was Andy Constant yesterday, where he said that it was a statistic that the Russell went trough to peak faster than any other year since I think it was the 60s or the 70s. So there is a little bit of historical confluence with that as well. I don't know if I made any sense, but I hope you guys understood what I just tried to say.
no, you're good. I think like people like overcomplicating this, like they're years ahead of the move, right? Like I just like years ahead of the move,
Yeah.
not months, not days, years. And they're trying to call for a bear market that's going to come to fruition much later. Where is the headwind risk? Well, the headwind risk of, bond rates being as high as they are happens much later, because where does it happen? It happens when they have to start paying those out. That's where it starts happening, because now they're overpaying for bonds at that point. And now it's going to flood the market and push the market up. And then we're going to end up in the same situation as 2021, right? 2021 is a direct result of QE after 2008, 2009. It came to fruition 10 years later. And the current bear market of 2022, that occurred as a direct result of the 2021 run up. And so you don't get that systemic event until you get a substantial move. And we haven't got the same move right now. We're literally just recovering the drawdown that the market has had. And people don't get it, right? They don't understand that this is just a recovery. Like this is not new allocation, like moving in to like push markets to some extreme amount of liquidity. Like these markets are literally just rebalancing. That's all they're doing. Like people don't understand the difference between a rebalance and the market and actual full on FOMO. They're two totally different things. Yeah, I mean, like, I can't. I mean, you just can't make it up. You can't make this shit up. I almost want to call people out a little bit, like for just like the blatant BS that they told people. Like I had people tell me this year, oh yeah, the market historically has never gone back to, it hasn't always gone back to all time high. I'm like, there's like one scenario where it hasn't. So yeah, you got me. I'm like, but all the other 99% scenarios it has. I'm like, so that's exactly what it's gonna more than likely do. I'm like, if you're betting on the 1% scenario, are you on the right side of the trade? Would you trade Snorlax or Tucker or Jackus? Would you trade on a 1% chance of your trade coming out to fruition? Would you trade on
No,
that? Even if
no.
it was
No.
1,000 to 1?
It's legit that they are looking for confirmation bias, so they will look at that 1% and say, "See, this is why it's not going to happen."
Yeah, it just blows my mind that people like they grasp at straws at the end of the day. That's what they do with a lot of this stuff. And again, it doesn't come down to like there's a place, there's a time to be bearish, and there's a place, and there's a time to be bullish. And anybody who followed me, they know I was bearish in 2022, 100%. Look, I saw the writing on the wall at the end of 2021. I was like, oh, this isn't gonna end well, especially once you saw Ults run the way they did. I was like, you got everything that has basically a shit stain in its pants running right now. I'm like, that is not something that you want to be saying that the market is healthy. And you're looking for a healthy correction, and we got it. 2022 bear market was the healthy correction of the ridiculousness of 2021. And now we're just rebalancing the move. Money's moving back in, positions are being retaken. You got to keep in mind too, some of these guys, they didn't feel healthy in the market. They probably exited much higher. And as they start to get back to their break even, they're going to re-enter where they got out, right? So that's going to create liquidity floors, and that's what people don't get too. They think that where's the money to buy? Where's the money to buy? Well, the same money that exited can re-enter once price reaches a certain price zone. Why would they do that? Why would they buy back at break even, right? Or maybe a little bit before break even? Because those liquidity levels they feel are safe for them to be in the market, right? Liquidity levels being, maybe Apple above 3 trillion, maybe Tesla, at how many ever billion. There's certain scenarios that people look for, even money managers, big players, for a healthy market, and that could be directly tied to liquidity specifically. In which case, you're going to see them dial in at those positions. They're not. They don't even care about lower pricing. They just care about liquidity being at a certain position before they can take positions.
What do we think about Pith being ARB?
Interesting. The chart looks clean.
What do
I
we think
mean,
about what being what?
Pith being ARB.
He thought
Before
you were Mike Tyson for a second.
I
bef-
know.
bef- before we go into pace, or how is it pronounced? Gotta say I always love when Will goes on a streak, man. And
Mm-hmm.
especially when he starts to put out some of those juicy lines. He always laughs. He always does. Like when kids are playing in the garden, right? Or something on that guy.
Oh man. Look, you,
But
you, you got to keep it. You got to give people realistic scenarios so they can understand what you're talking about. They're like, oh
yeah,
yeah, I've sold crack in the hood before. I know what that's like. So you give them scenarios where they understand, they can relate. I think this so many people don't do that. They're just like, well, the data of blah 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 at this liquidity level is this and that, and it's like, dude, the normie person that has no clue what you're talking about. They have no idea what you're talking about. I do, but I can relay it in a way that that people can understand, from realistic scenarios. And that's what I always try to do. I always try to be like, oh, if you take this crack pipe and you put it over there, and that one over here. No, I'm just joking. I'm just joking.
Will, why is it always cracking and whatever you talk about? Oh man.
Oh man, because this is crypto, man. It is the ghetto. All right, it is the
It
ghetto
is
when it comes to
the
assets.
financial ghetto.
The financial ghetto.
Literally.
Soul
Oh,
Bros, how we feeling?
Soul Bros.
Got a short setup live on Market Check.
Mario
DJRs.
Mario
share,
has a
Tommy?
great comment. Guys, Mario has a great comment right there. Smashing
Smash
the
the like
like button.
Smash that like button. It's a Friday. There's no need for caressing. It is a smash the like button kind of day. How many are we at right now, Big Tuck? Let me load up my
Big
screen.
talk.
I don't know. Hang on.
Big
Big
talk.
Country Tuck.
I feel like everybody wanted to be Michael Burry this year. Even Michael Burry wanted to be Michael Burry. You know,
Yeah.
even though he couldn't do it.
I like
Everybody wanted to be Michael
63
Burry.
likes, guys.
53. Yeah.
I would love to get to if we can get to 100 likes today on a day where Max is not here, because we usually get the most likes when Max is here. He's the one who he so eloquently describes how you should smash the like button much better than I can. But
we should add some memes. Tell me, we need to add some memes of Max to be here with us.
He's here with us in spirit.
Jack, you know what we need to do? We need to do a picture. All right.
Yeah.
And it needs to have Max's face on it. And
Yeah.
we put beside it and we call it the Big Long. Because you know Michael Burry, the Big Short.
Yeah.
And we put the Netflix sign beside it so that way it's a series.
Let's go.
Well, they're asking for your Twitter on the in the comments because you go by Janet Yellen.
Max Long.
Oh, he's back.
I don't know what happened there. The Twitter. I think this platform's trying to silence me. No, I'm just joking.
Dr. Outlook, they're looking for your Twitter because you're going by Janet Yellen.
It's Will's Outlook. But yeah, like man, like I don't know, man. Like this market has been absolutely insane. Like I don't even know. I look at the chart on Bitcoin, and I look at all previous charts prior to breaking all-time high, and I'm just like, how are people selling here? Like, are people like, I don't know. I guess a lot of people in crypto must be drug addicts. That's all I'm saying. Like
Well, they are.
Need the money.
They are, yeah.
A lot of
They
people
need to
are.
go buy their drugs, and I get it, right? I understand, but you need to break the habit and you need to invest like a real investor. Okay.
Investor. Well,
Stop buying and selling.
when Will gets on the rampage, it's always fun here, man.
But I keep pulling the chart up. I pulled it up daily. Every time I think about it and I look at that chart, I just get more and more excited, man. I don't care about pullbacks. Pullbacks are for buying. There's no buy. There's no sell here and buy lower. If I'm looking to sell here and buy lower, it's because I'm trading, right? My portfolio stays stagnant until we get into the bull run. Then I sell to all the people that are like, hey guys, where do I get an optimal entry? Well, here you go. Here, I'll give you some of my crypto. Here's your optimal entry at the top.
Will dump on you.
Yes.
The doctor of dumping. I might nickname you Dr. Dump.
Dr.
Bro,
Dump.
like you saw Juan's portfolio, right? I told these guys to go full in on degeneracy, and they made stupid bank off of those plays, man. Like I don't even know, man. Like the bear market was it was such a great. And here's the thing, we're still in the value range, everybody. I know everybody's so scared. Where do I get entries? Just don't buy pumped up charts. Buy garbage. Like shit that looks like it's actually dead, but they're still developing, and you know they got partnerships and stuff coming, and the chart looks like it was run over by a four-wheeler, right? Like just that's I mean I can't put it any better. You got W's everywhere, everywhere in high time frames. You've got W's forming. Some of them at the lower end of the range, some of them at the mid end of the range, and I mean of just the middle of the W, and some of them just touching the top end of the range of the W. In which case, if they're touching the top, they could probably pull back a little bit before they actually take off. and that's like weekly, monthly time frames. All right, that's high time frames. So like if you're fading the double bottoms with a W form, I don't know what to tell you. I can't help you. I can't help you. If you're looking for entries at that point, it's like, look, there's plenty of them there. But if you're too scared to pull the trigger, then nobody's gonna do it for you. That's just what it is. This is why, like, when people are like Soul or whatever, it's like, yeah, Soul's great if you got it at $8, if you got it at $14, if you got it at $20. But if you're like, where do I get an entry at Soul at like $80? I'm like, your guess is as good as mine. I can't help you with that.
Anywhere is a good entry for Soul, Will. Anywhere. I'm a proud manlet.
And Hanoi said, Will is a straight up crypto talk from the streets.
He is.
Crypto thug from the street. I love that.
Me too. What is this bearish propaganda?
It's just a little propaganda, man. It's just a little setup, you know. We'll see.
There's a time and there's a place. That's all I can tell you.
You ain't seen propaganda yet, brother.
I sent you a proper picture on Discord, Tucker. That's what I want you to do propaganda for.
Smash the like button one.
Yeah.
Hang on now.
You want to know a funny thing? I just want to bring this up, and I thought about it the other day because I was talking to some guy about it. People buy more ice cream in the winter than they buy in the summer.
That's propaganda.
Now, do you want to know why?
Why? Because they're sad.
No. What are you doing in the winter? Are you going outside?
No.
You're inside, right? You're inside. So because you're inside more, you're doing more inside activities, in which case you're probably getting plump during the winter, right? Which means you're eating some ice cream, you're eating candies, you're eating cakes, you're not doing much, you're not active. And so a lot of people get more ice cream through the winter than they do through the summer because of the inactivity, right? The bearish type scenario, the caveman scenario. And really, in reality, like what I've noticed or what I've tend to notice is markets tend to react in the same way, right? They drive in liquidity through the winter months too, and that's what a lot of people miss. They come in the fall and they're looking for optimal entries and they're getting dumped on, and then in the winter it's an absolute sin. And that's what Max pointed out today on the chart too when he posted that. Is that winter months are actually very profitable for altcoins. Very, very, very profitable. It's just a matter, just like pulling the trigger to buy, you also have to pull the trigger to take profit. Because these altcoins could come down in a big way if you're in an overpumped altcoin. But if you're not in an overpumped altcoin, guess what? I'm riding that thing all the way into the bull. All the way. Well, everybody's saying, oh, it's garbage, guys. Why would you buy that? And then all of a sudden, it's the future of finance, right? And it has nothing to do with finance, but it's the future of finance.
Taking profit is only hard if you're emotionally attached to the coin, which, to be fair, if there's one coin that completely changes your life, you can get very attached to it.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure we've all experienced that.
100%. No, I'm not going to sit up here and BS like I haven't been attached to a coin. But then, I just smack myself in the face, take another line to the face, and then I sell it. It's just what it is. You can't play around with these things, man. Like if you're looking for financial freedom, a realized gain is only realized when you sell it. That's it.
It's funny. There was a coin in the first half of this year that, I was looking at the chart and I'm thinking to myself, like, I should definitely sell this. I'm very much emotionally attached to this coin, and I didn't. And I ended up taking like another 30 or 40% drawdown on the bag when I didn't even need to, even though I could see myself becoming attached to the bag. But that's also why I was able to hold it for a good amount of multiples at that point. So, it was a happy story, but it could have been better, right? And that's where you don't want to get too emotionally tied to any of these assets.
Yeah, I remember a couple calls that you called out. They tanked initially. Everybody's like, oh, and some people sold, and then they did like multiple X's.
There was
like,
one that literally had an exploit like 2 days after it launched, and then it came back and ended up pulling like a 20x off the low. That was fun.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like people, they look at these things and they don't understand how they actually work. They're like, well, if I'd have bought after the exploit, you don't know there's going to be an exploit. What do you mean if you'd have bought after the exploit? Because if you would have bought out the exploit when it got exploited, you would have bought with other cash, but you weren't interested in buying then, right? And that's what most people do. Like, here's the thing: in 2021, here's how bad it got. All right, I felt like, and I've never smoked crack, but I felt like I was smoking crack through 2021 because I never slept.
Here we
Right?
go.
I never slept. All right. I just stayed up all day and all night with red veins in my eyes, looking at charts and looking for exploited tokens. Stuff that simply just got hacked or got liquidity drained or whatever. Because the second they would get hacked, I'm in. Right? I'm in. I'm buying the floor. For some stupid reason, the founder would come back and be like, "Oh, we got the money back, guys." You know, obviously that's not an inside job, of course. But they would get the money back. They push it back in. All the tokens I scooped off the floor, which is what I think a lot of them were doing, would then go up in exponential numbers, and I would just sell on everybody. Like it was such the easiest play in the world.
Dr.
The easiest
Dumb.
play.
Dr. Dumb.
I could imagine a mainstream media headline now. Dr. Will's outlook says that trading crypto is like smoking crack.
On CNBC, man.
It's bad for your health for the year that you have to do it, but you're doing it for the intention to make exponentials for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
That's why you're doing it. It's a difficult job, but somebody's got to do it, right? Somebody's got to hit the pipe.
Somebody's got
to. Will.
Let's go. Man, Hanoi Humor says, best in Jackie's voice. Man, Radiant, is that you? Or I hope it's you, because otherwise I will have second doubts about my voice, man.
Wait, who? Hanoi? No, that's he's in our Discord. He's different than Radiant.
Okay.
How about that?
Look at Sosa. He said, "I'm holding engine solely on emotion right now."
It's the way to do it.
Look, if I want to go in Girl Scout for some token, I'll go work for them. All right. If I want to be a cheerleader, I go to some football team and ask if I could be a cheerleader. But that's not my interest in these markets. My interest in these markets is to make money.
Your interest is to dump on retail. Say it proudly.
Say it proud.
Look, you say the future of finance, I say here's my bag. I did it with Luna. I did it with so many tokens, man. So many. Like, at the top, I was like, it's over for Luna. Everybody's like, oh, no, it's going up so much more. Luna's this and that, and algo and blah, blah, blah. I was like, dude, you don't want an algorithmic stable coin attached to your token. I'm like, I played it while it was running, but I was like, yeah, it's over. And then everybody stayed in the play. And then all of a sudden one day, you know, I'm just sitting there watching TV, hanging out. Actually, I was really watching charts, but I was just hanging out, and I was sitting there, and I all of a sudden start getting blown up with messages. I'm down 60%, 90%, blah, 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 blah. And what do you see? It started tanking. And keep in mind, I had shorts open. I did not expect it to tank in the way it did. But literally turned, like, I think it was like $200 into like $18,000 on that short. Absolute insanity. Like, people have no, like, and I was easing into the short, right? I was expecting to scale up higher, but like I was trying to ease in. I just started my scaling. The Luna started puking so bad. Like, I was like, I can't add to the short anymore. I was like, it's too much. And then at a certain point, I pulled my short, and I was telling other people to pull theirs, and they were like, "Oh, no, it's going lower, guys. It's going lower." I'm like, "There's going to come a point where there's no liquidity to short anymore." I'm like, and they're going to close your positions manually, and you're going to get much less if you don't close them out now. But this is the emotions that markets get into and people get into. They don't understand there's a time and there's a place for everything, right? You got to sell when it's time to sell. You got to buy when it's time to buy, and you got to close your longs or your shorts when it's time to close them. It's just what it is. And guess what? The beginning of 2023, it was time to close the effing shorts, and we told you this over and over and over. Doesn't mean you can't short small, short-term moves, but if you're in shorts now, you're either liquidated or completely underwater.
Man, I gotta be honest with the Luna play. I first bought at $6 to $8 and got out at the psychological $100. Then I made a great short on it, and then I was trying to buy the dip around $20, and like the next day I woke up and it was at 4. So I got I made really great money on Luna, but then I also like obviously I wasn't doing that with like everything, right? But I did get burned there myself. I gotta be honest. I made it was a big loss there for me that day. But at the same time, I have like how many times you actually enter, like how many people expected realistically during that it will actually go to 0, right?
Oh, I could show you the chart. I expected it. I I
I'm
expected it.
sure you will.
I'm sure you did, Will. Sure you did.
No. I'm
Kidding.
like, okay, maybe not all the way to 0-0, which it didn't go all the way to 0-0, but I expected that thing to get demolished, like absolutely annihilated. First off, can you go to Luna chart real quick, Tucker?
Yes,
And
yes.
I went purely off of patterns here, Jack. Is purely off of patterns. I'm
Me
gonna show
too.
you
Me too.
this pattern.
I was buying the $20 huge support basically, which was a huge TA support, and then it really didn't do
Well,
anything there.
you guys know how I'm a high time frame like trader, right? So like,
Okay, wait. Where's the chart? This is always a nightmare for me to find it.
Use the Binance one. It
yeah,
has the
use the
history.
Binance. Yeah.
The USD. Okay.
Always use Binance charts, by the
Yep.
way.
So is that it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where
Scroll
I
out
was
more.
buying basically.
So yeah. So when I looked at this,
Where'd it go? Where'd it go? All right. Weekly.
Go. Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
When I looked at this, go ahead and draw a channel on that, Tucker, off the lows
You sure you don't want a rising
or the
wedge?
highs.
What, like this?
Yep. And yeah, a rising wedge too. That was the other one too that I was looking. Now bottom of the channel.
What, like?
Angled up, just like how it is.
I mean,
I was expecting this thing to absolutely freaking nuke. Absolutely nuke. And take it off log. Yeah. Now scroll out.
no, that's log. All right, this is off
Such a
log.
funny
Yeah,
chart.
sorry, on log.
You want it on log?
Yeah. So scroll out.
Oh my goodness, man.
I want analog.
Now go ahead and draw that rising wedge there.
Yeah. I mean, hang on.
Ooh.
Down further, Tucker. Down further.
From there?
Yep, all the way down.
No, that doesn't work, brother. It doesn't work.
No, it works because that's what I saw. That's where I caught the top. Before it started hugging and impute.
So you could have hit it right here, really, on that rejection.
Or you could have hit it over on the first top. But that was your second top.
I mean, you would have shorted 113 and wrote it to 0.
Bro, I have the post on my timeline. Just type in Luna under me, and I literally had the post calling the exact top on this.
Crazy chart, man. What?
You see what I was talking about there, Jackus? That's what I was seeing on the HTF. I was just like, dude, this is eerily patterned
Way.
out as a rising.
I mean, I see the reason for the short. I just do not think it was reasonable to target 0, right?
Yeah.
I mean, all right. I said not 0-0, but I was expecting these guys to get annihilated. I was expecting to make a big play on this one, and it ended up being a lot bigger than I expected.
I mean, I was shorting there too, slightly lower though. But yes, I was shorting during like before even the big dump started to unfold. And then I took profits. I immediately bought back because once again I sold at 100, and it was like the price was down like minus 85%. I really still saw that it's going to turn around. It's going to, survive, and it has not, obviously. So, but yeah, at least like I got at that position at 4 and saved some of it because
Dude, there was so much buying pressure, like trying to hold it up. Like it was absolutely. This is like when we got to like $20. I told people, I was like, do not open shorts here. And like they're gonna completely annihilate you if you try to open here. Because they're gonna run it back up, and then they're gonna drop it, and then they're gonna run it back. Like you would have got wrecked.
Dude, people got absolutely liquidated on these wicks to the upside.
That's what I'm saying.
That.
Yeah.
So funny.
Like people were trying to short down there. It's like, dude, are you high? Like, why are you? Well, maybe they were, but
I remember.
Why are you trying to short here?
I remember punting a long from a scalp long from a level I had marked out. It was on like 5 or 10x leverage, not even anything serious. The amount got liquidated in literally 10 minutes.
Oh no.
We do have a super chat in the comment section.
It's a good one.
Yes. Needed. Much needed.
Thank you, Maxwell.
Sounds like some decent guy.
Sounds like you hit the like button.
How are we looking on
on
likes, guys? 73. Well, is what it is, I guess.
We are on 73 likes.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, guys, what is going on here? How is this even possible? 90 people watching, 74 likes. This is not the trade deal we made.
This is not the deal.
It needs to be 1-to-1 ratio. Each of you has an account. Each of you has a like button, and each of you needs to press it right now. And
this guy needs to be told. What would you say to that, Jackus? Is this stock trading or crypto?
It's both. We do both.
Ask the question, we'll answer
nice
either
to
one.
see you. Nice to see you around, man. Welcome. We do both. We do everything, Pete. We look at stocks. Obviously, like we are mainly. I wouldn't say mainly, but we obviously discuss crypto a lot. But we discuss stocks. We discuss, interest rates, macro, all of that, man. Bonds, everything, commodities, like legit everything, right? Because it's all pretty much connected too. So it does offer, great knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
You know what chart looks great? Tesla.
Yeah.
The check is like chart topped in the hundreds, needs to cool off. All right, we need a reaccumulation before new records, right? Well, yesterday, guys, you know what's the deal, okay? Today, we, as you say, we take the cool off time, but I still promise you the alpha for 150 likes. Okay, we will run that next week, and I'm sure before the Christmas we reach 150 on the live show. 150 likes on the live show on YouTube, right? That's very much doable. I'm pretty positive, and then I'll serve you the alpha. Today we did not, run for it really. Just a casual Friday talk, but that alpha is real alpha, guys. totally worth it. But I stand by the fact you guys ran it. I was very proud yesterday. You guys ran it really hard. Got to 135. I sort of wanted to give you that, but I cannot lower the standards, guys. Unfortunately, 150 has to be met if 150 was the deal. I'll give you the chance next week. All right, Monday is the day. Then we go again.
Yeah, Tommy, Tesla looks nice. Looks real good.
Yeah, real good.
All the EVs look really good.
Mm-hmm. Lucid's struggling a little bit there.
Zod is asking for a Matic analysis. Tommy, you want to take that?
Yeah. You want to share, Tommy, or you want me to pull it up? And
Yeah, you can pull it up. I think Polygon, man. I mean, it's beta ETH, right? I know there's a very, very bright trader that I know that is trying to take a swing long on Matic for 1-2. I am not so sure we don't see like 78 cents on it first before we form a low. But
that's possible.
Yeah. It's been a total meat grinder to trade it. I've actually really enjoyed trading Matic over the last few days, but yeah, it has definitely been a bit of a meat grinder. But hard to know directionality if you're just looking at this week's range. I'm just gonna wait and play like a fade of either side of the range for a good trade.
mm-hmm.
Not the whole range down to 70 cents. I don't think we can. I don't know that we'll get all the way down there, but this week's range, yeah, the range that we're carving out in the wake of the big dump candle from Dr. Dump.
You love
Dr.
that.
Dump. Dr.
Well, it reminds me of Dr. Dunk.
Man, I'm positive Matic goes to 1.3 cents. But as you said, Tommy, it can easily drop lower first before it goes higher.
Mm-hmm.
Haven't decided if I want to long it yet. There might be better longs, but it could be like a really, really juicy one. So I'm unsure.
I think right now where it is, right, I could see it going to that sort of low by close at 83.75 cents, and from there going higher. Yeah, like there.
Yeah.
Or basically, yeah, like retesting the range lows in some
There.
ways. But yeah, something like that, and that from there higher. I think 78 cents might not count anymore. It seems hard to me to imagine because like BTC would really have to dunk a lot. So maybe if like BTC goes to 4,600, right? Maybe
4,600. That would be quite the nuke, Jackus.
I know what he meant though.
40,000.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with that.
By the way, I once again love that on ETH. If we look at can you pull out spot ETH chart versus perpetuals ETH chart?
Spot versus perps.
Yeah. But no. Yeah, like this. Yeah, exactly like this. Well done.
On what time frame?
Just H1. Good. Okay, and yeah, like this, and then look at the wicks on the perp charts, and then look at the wicks on a spot chart. It's now been done twice. You know what I'm talking about, right?
I see it. You got the front run of this wick here, and then you also got it here.
Yeah. But the spot chart.
Yeah, they swept it on both on spot.
There is good absorption there. good absorption.
Mm-hmm. Clean that up. Yeah, there it is.
Look at the trend line that's going from the top. That's getting raped soon. The downtrend from the
I
top.
see it.
You see it?
That.
Yeah, that's getting raped.
Kind of that. Yeah.
Rape.
So aggressive, Jackus. All right. I mean, that's pretty much all I have. You want to go over anything else, Jackus?
Maybe just that we are running into weekend, so we can expect a weekend fuckery on the downside maybe before further upside. I could say, like you know how it goes, right?
Mm-hmm.
Sunday is a sell-off or up, then Saturday is one side, and Sunday is the other side usually, and then we continue next week where we started.
I tend to agree. I think we'll have some weekend manipulation.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why I can just feel it this weekend.
I feel like when you have this many leverage positions open, like now we can actually get weekend scam.
Mm-hmm. Finally.
With that wick swept on ease on spot chart, I could see the fucker being to the upside, leave a gap, maybe even, then come back to fill it, create a Monday wick low, and then full send next week.
I do think we're going to send next week.
Yeah, same.
I think I'm somewhat expecting manipulation lower. I just don't know how low I think it'll go.
Manipulation low?
Yeah, I think the Bitcoin low is probably safe though.
Yeah. You mean like the over low or the low we created yesterday?
The lows that we created at the beginning of the week.
Oh, yeah.
These lows.
Yeah. Just so that I'm on the same page.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, I think at this point it's pretty safe to assume we're going to fill this wick in, but I mean, I think 40K probably holds if it gets tested again this weekend.
We've got DYDX Epic coming up, so you know what usually happens around that, Tucker.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, when is it?
It's 3 days until the rewards lock in.
What is that, Monday?
I think it's either Monday or Tuesday.
They're gonna nuke it.
They always. It's the order may vary, but DYDX as a token always dumps or pumps around that time.
Yeah.
And I shared the chart. I need to show you the Takernacci line.
Here, I'll switch it over to you.
You see that? This is the Takernacci line.
That's a nice one.
You like it?
That's a very nice one. Yes.
Ooh.
Yeah, that downtrend gets destroyed.
Ooh, look at that. Look at those Takernacci lines, guys.
Very nice, Jackus. Very nice.
I'm learning.
You've been learning, yeah.
This is doable. Right. There's one.
They play, man. I'll tell you what, they play.
I told you that there's alpha in it to keep grinding on this. You certainly have. Oh man, look at it. Look at it.
Oh man, Jacker. Wow, you really went off there.
We just broke the matrix, man.
Yeah. I I like it. Wow.
Aha, trading view. Line.
Makes bounce. Literally, though. Legit.
Gotta make sure that the A's are capitalized so that they know we're joking.
We're not joking, though, Tommy. Trading view line does make bounce.
Wait.
You're gonna draw some more? Yeah.
I mean,
It's a bearish one. Delete that, Jackass. Delete that.
Wait.
No, I got you on a good one. Here, I'll draw it. Keep going. I like those ones from a long time ago are fantastic.
This is interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I knew it would be on the logarithmic scale. This is the real Takernacci line.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about right there. Let's see. I mean,
This is the real Takernacci line. This one's good. This one's good. Do you know why this matters, guys? Because they had lots of respect, and there is a good chance they'll get respected once again. And for those of you that are memeing these lines, all I can show you is this. Keep memeing, but these lines, they will keep on rolling.
mm-hmm. They will indeed. Check this, Jackass. Third tap. It's time to get through.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one. You break out of that, man. You break out of this. Come on now.
It's ogre.
It is ogre.
But not for the bulls.
But not for me. There you go. Green arrow. All right, guys. We've been going for a while. Tommy, you want to
super chat real quick?
Oh, we do.
Thank you, Michael.
H-bar.
Appreciate you, man.
H-bar. I don't have any.
This is, guys, by the way, how you request the charts, okay? Take inspiration from Michael here. Or Mikael, depending where you are from in the world.
I mean, if we're just going super basic, you got higher lows and higher highs so far locally, but I don't.
That's a nice bullish structure, and most of the coins that are looking very similar are breaking the January high right now. So there is a good probability of further continuation above that. You know, something like, if you're gonna look at the left chart, I would probably target the weekly FVG there, and then the higher above it.
This,
and then the higher one too.
This one, yeah.
Yeah, this one, like the 50%
like
of
the
it.
mids, yeah.
Yeah, confront with the resistance. This does make sense for the higher time frame top at 16 cents.
Yeah. Wonder what the volume looks like down here.
Okay, we have 2 requests. We do those and then we sum it up.
What's that?
We had a request for Say and for Woo. But guys, take inspiration from Michael here. This is the way you do a request. But I know you guys here are every day and liking the video, and that's also great. And we do appreciate it.
I want to see the volume.
Woo is a great example of what I just spoken about on H-bar. Legit.
Woo?
Woo, yeah. There was a request for Woo, and Woo is legit what I just said. It's legit what I just said will happen to H-bar.
Yeah, it is. It is.
I think 55 cents.
You're in that FVG right now. Could hang out here for a little bit before going higher, but
See, this is what I mean. Look at this chart. These are the charts that are brought up.
A wild Janet Yellen appears.
Yeah.
Like, do you ever see anybody bring a dumpster fire to your attention? I never see it. It's always, what do you think about this one? Because it's moving. Because it's moving. Look at the stuff that's not moving, guys. Look at the stuff that's not moving, that hasn't moved. The ones that are forming W's on high time frames. Like, that's where your opportunity is. There's no opportunity in things that are pumping right now.
I know, Will. Somebody was asking us for H-bar, and it does look somewhat similar to this, right? Hasn't really gotten that pump yet.
Yeah, but your upside potential, like it's there, but like there's so many things that are like, look at LRC for instance. Pull up LRC. Like look at your opportunity here. You're at the low end of the range.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like this is the stuff you guys want to look for, not something that's got a God candle sitting on it.
That's true. That's true. Just whether you're going to trade on confirmation or try to front run it, but
I'm trying to front run everything.
I'm sure you are, Will.
Well, so you're saying it's not a good idea to go all in with your life savings on a candle that's up 100% on the week?
No, hell no. That's not financial advice either. It's just reality. I think people got to look at these charts and see opportunity versus, opportunistic. Those are two different things. And a lot of people are looking to be opportunistic, trying to play into the play. You're trying to be part of the pump versus being ahead of the pump. I'm trying to always be ahead of the pump.
Some people are looking to be autistic.
That too. That's another one, right? They're like, oh, let me buy Soul for life-changing wealth at $80. You're not getting that. It's not going to happen. Your life-changing wealth, if you wanted it, was at $8, $14, and $20. And now you screwed yourself, and now you're going to try and chase.
Case and grace. All right, say. Let's do say, and we
Wrap it up.
sum it up. Wrap it up. Wrap it up. That's the word.
Here's say. What are you thinking?
I like it. Let's zoom in a little bit.
I like the pullback.
Let's zoom a little bit more. Can you pull out RSI too?
I hate that they put the MA on there.
It's sitting on a
RSI.
It's
Yeah.
sitting. Yeah. You can set it on default as without it. It's another trick, trading view trick. You open it up, you can save as default. Yeah.
From what I'm seeing, say is up what 3x off the low. You're probably gonna recover 2x of that. To be honest with you, which should pull you right into range of where you're at, Tucker, by that 8 cents range or whatever, right? But it could hold here.
Oh, RSI looks kind of rough though.
I mean, it looks pretty bearish.
Bearish? It looks good, man.
No, the RSI. The RSI looks like it could roll a little deeper.
Yeah.
But
on H12. It's I don't know. I could see it though. But H4
that looks good on
decent.
that time frame. That time frame looks good too.
Yeah,
You got a bulldozer there.
It took both of those lows, did a H4 divergence, is on a pullback into a impulsive lag. Looks like it should form a higher low and continue higher.
Yeah, those like the lower time frames look good for like maybe like a trade, but it looks like, you know, on a high time frame it could roll a little deeper.
Now that's fun. We are mooning next week and nothing's coming back. Well, just straight up.
No, I mean everything's a buy. Everything's a buy. Like you just literally just like close your eyes and like click on things and hit buy. And if you have enough money in your account and you can buy it, then you're in a good position. You just type in random numbers too. You don't have to type in like the exact amount of what you want. You just go and like cover your eyes and hit the num key and just type in a bunch of numbers, and maybe you can buy it, maybe you can't. And if you can buy enough, you'll do well.
Guys, if you are real apes, you will put a HYZ, like H A to Z letter generator. You will, whichever wins, you will pick up the first ticker that starts with that letter, and then you're gonna pull up a number generator and between 1 to 100, and the number it ends on, you're gonna pull out the leverage and market buy.
There you go, market buy. Like, I mean, I'm not gonna say that. I am gonna say this.
Financial.
At least somebody's looking at a chart that's not pumping, right? And so it's coming back down to cool down. So that's always a better look than trying to look at God candles.
True. Very true.
All right,
Jackie, so you want to tell these fine people about the Discord?
That's Tommy's expertise.
Isn't that over today?
Yeah, hang on. I'm going to cue you up, Tommy. Here you go. You ready? Here we go.
Set him up.
Oh, man, I just set you up, Tommy. I just set you up.
Yeah, this isn't clickbait either, guys. Like, legit not doing it anymore.
It's done. It's done. You want to know why it's done? Because I texted Max and I said, no more free lunch. Not even kidding.
We have had a lot of free members come in, guys. A lot of people interested in seeing what we're building in the Discord. And that is not a joke. Like the guys were saying, this is the last day that you can use code free month at checkout to get a free month for our GigaChad membership. Our highest tier membership, guys, you get a morning and an afternoon call in accordance with the morning and the opening bell and the closing bell for for American Equities. You get access to us and all of our trades. It's not a signal group. We're pretty firm about that, but we are very transparent. So if you want to look at our positioning, you are able to do that through the Discord. But most importantly, we've got a really great group of traders and community members that have been absolutely crushing markets. So a lot of, in my opinion, incentive just to come in and see what we're about, right? And this is the last day that you can do that without having to go through a paywall. So make sure to check that out if that's something that interests you. If you enjoyed the stream, guys, we went for about 2 hours today. Bit of a marathon, but I thought we had a lot of great content for you guys. We went over a ton of charts, a lot of setups, and we had a lot of reflecting. I think that was very enjoyable to listen to. At least it was for me. But thank you guys so much for tuning in. A reminder that we have Market Talk at 4:15 to 4:30 Eastern Time, depending on the end of our Giga Chad call. Sometimes we go a little bit over and get a late start, but you can subscribe to our Twitter to get notified when we go live on Spaces, and that is with King Wabi, who does a great job hosting those when we have them, which is typically daily, right? But yeah, no, that's all from us, guys. It's been a very, I feel like it's been an eventful week, even though we've pretty much gone sideways in crypto. Equities, you know, I mean, it was a very interesting week for equities. Legacy Tech mooned, Q's mooned, the S&P sent. I think next week could be really interesting given where you have the VIX positioned, and it looks likely that we see continuation in this rally for equities. So what does that mean for crypto? We'll see headed into the end of the year, guys. But thanks for a great week. Thanks for all the likes. We'll be back on Monday. Thanks again.
I got it, boys. Don't worry. I got it. Here we go.
Salute.
Yes. Hang on. There it is. Boom.